Welcome to another proven sales letter breakdown video. I'm back and today I have a cool promotion sales page for you actually. And this one's for a course called CopyHour. So it's a little bit meta because we're going to break down a sales letter which itself is selling a copywriting course. Pretty cool, right? And I actually took this course and it was actually a huge it had a huge impression on me, and it played a big role actually in starting my 100-day proven sales letter breakdown challenge. So as I go through this, just know that I also took the course, I also followed through, and I eventually expanded it because originally the course is for 90 days. That's where my 90-day idea came from first, but then I expanded it to 100 days, and I also started doing these daily videos as well. At least they were daily videos during the 100 days. But just know that this was the original idea for that. So it's a really, really good course. I definitely can recommend it. And hint, I'm also, since I took this course, I'm also affiliate for it. So if you, after watching this video, decide to maybe join CopyHour, not only are you getting a killer price for this course, I'm also gonna include a bonus 30-minute coaching session for you. So you just forward me your purchase information, your receipt, and then we can schedule it. I'm so confident in it, I'm willing to give you a bonus like this. It's already a crazy deal, to be honest, but if you get interested, because a lot of people have been asking me, like, Csaba, where do you get the motivation and the inspiration to do this challenge? Well, this was the original thing, and I think it's one of the best courses on the market at the moment, and it's super affordable too. So if you like it, and definitely join via this link, and I'm also gonna include this link below the video. And then you get a bonus 30-minute coaching session with me. Pretty sweet deal. So let's see what's happening here actually on the sales page itself, okay? First of all, this was the original headline here, struggling to write sales copy, but eventually, Derek, the creator of CopyHour, added these two little bars atop of it. And I think this is intentional because at this point, a lot of people have heard about CopyHour, and I'm guessing that this specific sales page, it went out not necessarily to cold audiences, but to his internal list, to some affiliates list. It's also how I got this sales page. Maybe it's not even available publicly at the moment. I don't even know because many times it's closed. Like it's not even open. It only opens like I think 2 or 3 times a year or something like that. But the cool thing in this version is that it has the logo of CopyHour and it has a video which is kind of like a story style testimonial video told in a casual tone. So all this is there to add immediate proof, and because these two sections are there, I'm guessing this falls kind of in the 4th level stage of awareness. So what this means is that people are already they already know that they have a problem, so they're struggling with copy. They know that there are solutions to the problem, learn better copywriting strategies and stuff like that, but they're also familiar with the product at this point as well. So stage 4 here. While the main headline complex here was, I think, stage 3. So this was the original start of the sales message. And I think the market sophistication is a level 3. So this means that people have already seen a lot of claims like this before. So you need a unique mechanism to kind of act as proof and position your big idea, your headline as something different. So the headline complex here hints at a secret, which is kind of like the unique mechanism, which isn't really given away until like the 1/3 of the sales page. But it's very interesting because the lead itself, I think this is a problem solution lead, and normally you would have like it's a mix between problem solution lead and secret lead, because it has a secret, but it still asks a question hinting at a problem, and it then teases a solution. So my guess would be it's more problem solution lead than secret lead. And if you're not familiar what leads are or something like that, go watch my previous videos in the Proven Sales Letter Breakdown Challenge playlist. I'm gonna leave a link below this video. You can check out all 100 videos, and around video 15 to 25 or something, I talked a lot about lead types. There are several lead types. Derek actually talks a lot about these lead types in the course itself, in CopyHour, in a really unique kind of way. So it's one of the best ways to learn how to use the correct lead for your market sophistication and for your stages of awareness. Both super important concepts that Eugene Schwartz came up with, and these things are also covered in the course, by the way. And what a nice way to actually highlight many of the things that are extensively covered in the course itself. So I'm guessing the target audience for the main headline complex is solution aware. The market sophistication is 3. So let's see how the headline itself looks. It says struggling to write sales copy, and I like this because it hints at the problem. Copywriting legend Gary Halbert has an almost forgotten secret that's kind of weird to writing killer sales copy that you can easily implement right away. And so you know, the most rich and famous copywriters point to this secret as an ultimate key to unlocking massive success. So a lot of things happening here. I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this. So we have the question, then we have a lot of so Derek is very smart about this because he's leveraging the social proof and credibility of these master copywriters, Gary Halbert, Dan Kennedy, John Carlton. He's leveraging their names and their images so that people who land on this page, who ideally know at least something about copywriting, like most people when they get started, they get introduced to like Gary Halbert very early on, and maybe they read Born Letters, which is one of the books that Gary Halbert put out, or maybe they get introduced to Dan Kennedy or John Carlton. John Carlton was the mentee of Gary Halbert, by the way, for a long time, for like more than 10 years. So by leveraging these celebrities in the copywriting world, it kind of acts as proof as well, and it gets people's attention to actually consume the message itself. So we have a tease to the unique mechanism itself as well, almost forgotten secret. That's kind of weird, so that also adds a little bit of curiosity to it. But I like almost forgotten secret because we are talking about handwriting here, hand copying stuff. This is one of the unique elements of CopyHour, that you also hand copy stuff. And if you're new to this whole thing, it might seem weird, right? That's why Derek has said it's almost forgotten, because who would hand copy something nowadays, right? Well, only the best copywriters of all time, and we're gonna cover the secret, this unique mechanism later on in the sales page, but this is a really nice tease, and this is a great way to showcase a stage of sophistication level 3 headline, which has to have that unique mechanism. But then this unique mechanism is the key to their number one desire, which is to write killer sales copy. So the target audience here are people who want to read, who want to write good sales copy. Maybe they are already copywriters, maybe they are beginners, maybe they're just starting out, or they want to start out, and they're looking for like secrets. They're looking for playbooks and magic pills or something. And even though there's no such thing as a magic pill, Derek does a great job at hinting at a secret that could be as close as you can potentially get to the magic pill. It still involves some work, but you can easily implement it right away. So it's still quick, simple, and easy, because people always want the magic pill solution subconsciously. They're maybe not willing to realize it even, but they want the magic pill, and it's your job to balance between giving them a strong promise that promises the magic pill, but also backing that up with proof, just like Gary Bencivenga said. So we also have, since this is a pretty big claim, we also have another proof element here. So this sales letter is very strong on proof elements. In the beginning, we have a proof, like a case study testimonial. We have kind of implicit proof by using the pictures of these celebrity copywriters. We have another layer of proof saying that, these copywriters, they say that this is the ultimate key to unlocking massive success. Not I, Derek Johanson, the writer of the sales page, am saying this, but instead they are saying this. So how can you debate this? if they are saying it, right? And then we have even more like immediate testimonials in the beginning. So I think that's also why this sales page is shifting towards stages of awareness level 4, because it teases a secret, but it also has a lot of proof, and it also introduces people to CopyHour right in the beginning. So it's kind of like an interesting hybrid, but I think it works incredibly well. I definitely like it. And I like how, he's, after this headline complex, Derek is following this up with an objection handling element by saying, but these are famous wealthy copywriters and entrepreneurs. What happens when the just starting out hustler uses the simple copywriting secret? Well, this is what happens, and we have tons of branding elements here. CopyHour, 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 CopyHour. So we have specifics in the testimonials, and they're all like mini case studies, mini stories of how people who bought it became much more successful. Again, if you potentially are interested in CopyHour as well, here's the link that you should go to, because then if you end up buying through this link, I'm going to give you a bonus 30-minute coaching session, which is pretty valuable. So after these case studies, we have another featured case study of Dan Ferrari. And Dan Ferrari is definitely an A-list copywriter. He's one of the best at the moment, actually. I think he's working mostly in the health space. But he was actually one of the poster childs of CopyHour. He took it like, I don't know, 7-8 years ago. This course is pretty old, actually, which is not a bad thing because it's established, but it's constantly updated. Like every 3 months it's updated, because there are rounds to CopyHour, 90-day sprints actually, and Derek constantly updates all the assignments and all the stuff that makes up the bulk of the course itself. But Dan Ferrari was one of the early graduates of it, and he's definitely a super high in demand copywriter. He's probably charging like, I don't know, $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 per sales page, I think. So yeah, this is a great case study to feature. Then moving on, we future pace things a little bit. So this is like the typical imagine how your life would look like if you bought this course, something like that. So imagine having complete freedom 60 days from now, maybe less. So what a big, unique promise. And it's not talking about making so much money, because yes, making money is important, but it's just a benefit. Ultimately, for most people, freedom is more important, because ultimately, why do you need money for? So that you have more freedom in life, so that you have the freedom to choose better food, to choose whether you want to travel some places, to choose the clothes that you want to wear, the cars that you want to drive, all these things. Money gives you freedom. And many people, they actually desire freedom much more than they desire money. They just want the freedom that comes with money and with power. So this is kind of like a benefit of the benefit. It's a little bit deeper, but I like that he used this unique promise here. And then it's not enough to just give people a promise sometimes. Hey, here's freedom. Go do what you want with it, because it's a little bit abstract. So the next part contextualizes the freedom. So Derek even asks, so what does that mean? No more pulling your hair out trying to write a sales letter or ad that converts. No more failed attempts at coming up with a good selling angle. No more fear and hesitation about what to write. When you put this secret to use, you won't have to worry about all that stuff. You'll know exactly what you need to write to compel your prospects to act. You'll realize that you don't need a template, that there's no one perfect script. So this is the future-paced paint the dream. So if you have this secret, if you know it, then your life is going to be way, way better. So then Derek does a really cheesy thing here. He opens a loop, but he explains that this is an open loop. And this is a copywriting technique, actually, that most sales letters use, opening a loop so that you get more attention from people. And it says, you'll see that solid, actually he says, as you can see from the above testimonials, the secret has something to do with what's inside my creation called CopyHour. But before I tell you about that, I'm going to mess with you a little. So he's honest. He's not vulnerable, but he's really honest in these things. And I think that this builds credibility for Derek and for the sales page itself. So whenever you can be super honest, that actually increases conversions. But in a good way, because you learn a valuable copywriting lesson from it. So here you go. The sales letter is teaching something as well in real life. It's a demonstration. And we know that demonstrations are super powerful selling tools. Just think Billy Mays, who was this infomercial guy on TV. He always demonstrated stuff. So one of the best ways to sell something is to demonstrate something. And Derek is doing a great job here because he says, you know, this is actually an open loop, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what the secret is just yet because I've opened up what's known to us in the copywriting biz as an open loop. An open loop is an aspect of your sales letter or story that doesn't tie up immediately. You know how that end of the show Lost, when something crazy happened and you'd feel a deep urge to watch again the next week? Well, that was an open loop. And what a nice way to teach something as well, to build more rapport with people, and to also add a little bit of humor as well. So I also like to use these types of little things. It's a demonstration. It's really powerful. And one more thing I forgot to mention is that notice the design of this font here also in the headline. It really highlights the hand copying aspect of this course, because hand copying is the unique mechanism, one of the unique mechanisms actually that's working in this course. The other one is accountability, and this type of font really just goes well. You know, the aim of design should be to make your message easier to understand and easier to consume, and I think that this does a great job at it. Plus it gets attention because it's like, wow, this seems different. Like, look at these colors. It really is like a marked up handwritten note, and I think it's a great way to get people subconsciously even into this world of hand copying. So after this part, the open loop part, this part describes the problem, you know, that you have a copywriting problem, because copywriting is tough, you know, it's not easy, otherwise everyone would do it, and it's no wonder people have problem with this. They have blank page syndrome, they don't know how to finish, they wonder how to frame an offer, and they're often, even what I found actually from discussing with a lot of people, is that many people are afraid of selling. They want to sell out, or they don't want to be aggressive or something like that. And you know, there is the type of copy that's overly aggressive, and that is sleazy. But if you use the right type of copy, you don't have to be that, right? And the entire I actually went through 2 rounds of CopyHour so far. So the first one I did when I also hand copied for several weeks actually, and I started doing my proven sales letter breakdown videos. And the second round, I just checked out what are the things that were new, and a lot of things were new when it comes to those assignments, when it comes to those hand copying assignments. And the one thing I discovered is that the entire messaging, the entire swipe library of Derek that he's sharing with the students has become more ethical. So it involves more ethical copy. Not that the old copy was sleazy or something, because it was still the best copy that of all time, actually, that the best copywriters have ever put out. But the newer stuff, they're examples of even less hypey copy, because especially in the 60s or something like that, like even if you look at Eugene Schwartz, he was one of the best copywriters of all time, but in his ads he often used very, very, very strong promises. But the business climate, the market climate was different back then. Nowadays it's a little bit harder to get away with those huge claims. Not that they don't work, but in most markets like weight loss or dating or make money, it's not enough anymore, because people are jaded. They've heard it before so many times. So actually, you know, this part basically, it describes the problem. It uses kind of like the problem agitation solution framework, which is one of the most basic copywriting formulas out there. And then this little quote box is also included. It includes voice of customer data, so this is directly gathered from research, and it could be useful because it just makes everything more believable. So then we segue into this false belief, which is like many people believe. So, and here's the vicious truth that you might be avoiding. Copywriting equals freedom. Want to make more money? Want to make more money than you are right now? Learn to write good sales copy. So a lot of people think that in order to get rich or make a lot of money online, they have to do, I don't know, affiliate marketing, SEO, build websites, start an agency, I don't know, do Facebook ads or something like that. But ultimately, if you peel everything back, the key thing that makes those skills valuable is copywriting. So copywriting is the ultimate money skill, and I actually made a video, or even more of it, more videos on this topic on my YouTube channel. I think it's called Why Copywriting is the #1 Money Skill in 2021 or something like that. But copywriting is the central thing that connects these things, and that's why I'm doing these proven sales letter breakdowns as well, so that I can also get better at copywriting. And over my journey, during these past 100 days, I've become way better at copywriting because I analyzed and I also hand copied a lot of those proven ads. After some time, I didn't hand copy so I stopped hand copying because I wouldn't have been able to do these videos as well. It would have taken too much time, and I wanted to cover entire sales pages. But for most people, for you, if you're watching this, hand copying, it's crazy good. Like it rewires your brain. After some time, I think it can be overrated. It's not always the best method. And I actually sent an email to my email list about this topic not too long ago. But if you're getting started, or if you want to quickly accelerate your process and you have some time for it, it only takes like half an hour, 1 hour a day, then you will see massive results. So anyway, going back to the sales page, we introduced the high-level solution itself. So, problem, agitation, solution. This is problem. It agitates things a little bit, not too much, but then it introduces the solution. But this isn't the solution in terms of here's the product. It's the solution to the mechanism behind the product itself, which is copywriting, and the mechanism behind that is hand copying and accountability. So this just gives you hey, are you struggling? Are you not making enough money? Learn copywriting. Basically, that's the mini problem, agitation, solution framework here. And then, since we're making claims here, we're making promises, here's a proof that backs it up. So Gary Bencivenga always talks about promise, proof. It's really needed. And here's a nice little chart as well. Like Derek asked people in the CopyHour member area to rate their copywriting skills from 1 to 5 before taking the course and after taking the course. So there you have it. Like it's a statistic type of case study, if you think about it. And it's a strong proof because it's very easy to visualize. Like before, after, twice as good after it. So I mean, what else do you need? It's proof. But then for using other types of proofs as well, because this is just, one type of proof, we have even more social proof as well, like specific testimonials here. And all throughout the sales page, we can see these specific testimonials everywhere. So then, at this point, we've seen this before in previous sales letters and sales pages. There's always a part where we have to do a little authority build-up for the guru or for the person who is the voice behind this sales message itself. So we have a mini discovery story of how I unlocked this copywriting secret. So how Derek Johanson actually unlocked this. And it's a little bit funny, I like that it's lighthearted. It's not too serious. There's humor here. He's relatable. And he even starts by saying, hey, I'm Derek and I'm an addict. I'm addicted to CopyHour and the secret because it continually makes me money that I tend to lose on gambling. So it's pretty funny. It creates a lot of relatability, a lot of rapport, a lot of likability for Derek. And I think it just keeps things lighthearted, especially with the target audience that we're focusing on with this sales page. So at this point, you know, he teases the secret again, but still not giving it away. And this part, it's not like a traditional hero's journey story or like discovery story, but it's more like a teasing type of story, so that people read more and more. And then eventually this mini story section gets into like finally revealing the secret. So what the heck is this secret? Well, it's Gary Halbert's basically one, and it's a three-part process, right? It's easy to remember. 3 parts. People think in threes. It's easy to remember. 1, build a swipe file of high converting, tested and winning ads. 2, copy each of those ads in your own handwriting to internalize and absorb the style into your subconscious. And 3, and do it every single day for a minimum of 30 days to program persuasive copywriting ability into your brain. And the longer, the better. So there you have it, the 3-part simple unique mechanism behind the specificity of CopyHour. And it's easy to understand, it's easy to remember, and it's something that most people haven't heard about, or if they have, they probably never done this before. So actually we have an objection handling element here that deals with this. It even says, maybe you've read this advice before. Every single copywriter and entrepreneur will tell you over and over again how it's almost like magic. It works so well if you actually do it. In fact, maybe it's old hat to you by now. Duh, I know all this already. Tell me a new trick. But wait, have you ever actually done this one? And I mean really done it. Check this quote out from Dan Kennedy, pulled directly from his book, No BS Wealth Attraction. So this is a great objection handling preemptively, because at this point, I would say half of the people who are reading this have heard about hand copying before on some forum or somewhere, and then half of them didn't. But those of them who've heard about them, 95% of them never really tried it. They just said, oh, hand copying, that sounds interesting, I'll do it one day. But they don't do it. And the power of CopyHour is that not only are you getting those swipes delivered right to your inbox every single day, so that you don't have to search for them or something. It's a guided process with a lot of accountability, so it makes you follow up. And that's the hardest thing about doing hard things like researching copywriting or handwriting. It's hard to do this consistently. So that's why you need a structured system like CopyHour to help you with it. So after this, you know, since this is actually a claim, once again, it's a promise and a claim. It's a promise that this unique mechanism, hand copying, is actually really effective. So why should I, the reader, believe this? Well, here's a bunch of proof, a ton of proof actually from experts, copywriting experts and marketing celebrities to back this claim up. So first of all, we have a quote from Dan Kennedy, one of the best marketers of all time, Ben Settle, who's one of the best email marketers, email copywriters of all time, Doberman Dan, he's also an A-list copywriter. We interviewed Ben. We have, but these are people from the direct response marketing world. What if people don't know them? What if readers don't know them? Well, in that case, we have other quotes. These are still some copywriting quotes here, but then we have famous authors as well, name dropping a lot of people, how they've used hand copying to get better and put out nice groundbreaking work. And then there's also Science Daily, better learning through handwriting. Writing by hand strengthens the learning process. When typing on a keyboard, this process may be impaired. So there you have it, Science Daily as well. There's scientific proof now as well. So yeah, this is very strong proof for the mechanism itself. And sometimes you need proof for your product. Sometimes you need proof to back up any claim that you make. And sometimes you need proof to back up the mechanism. Then the next section, actually, this is kind of like a mini problem solution behind the unique mechanism itself. So it says mediocrity rules the marketplace, and it even like explains why most people don't do this, even though this unique mechanism is so powerful. And here's the proof that it's so powerful. People are still not doing it. Why? Well, it's because they don't have accountability. Nobody keeps them accountable for it, and that way it's easy to get, you know, lazy about it or something. Well, then here's the solution, CopyHour, which is a very simple method. So this is a simple high-level overview. Derek basically says, what I've done is taken the handwriting secret and created a legitimate training system and accountability system for you to get these exercises done. I have a very simple method, one that doesn't give you the option of giving up and screwing yourself over. And if you're really serious about this, I'm going to let you in on it in a second. And then we have a little how it works section, and it's a brief explanation. It's always good to explain these things, how your product works, especially if it has some sort of uniqueness to it, because it lowers people's anxiety when it comes to these things. A lot of people have tons of anxiety inside them, and this lowers it. So I'm not going to explain this right now, because later on we have a more visual type of, hey, how this works. But basically this is just a high-level overview of some features that you get. Like you have this is how it works, and you also get like accountability via Facebook group, and you can check in, and there's going to be daily videos that Derek's going to post, and you can get feedback on your assignments. And we also have like a reason why, explaining why there's accountability in the course, because what's the point of doing this? Like he even asks, what's the point of doing this? Well, when you see that lots of other people have also done the exercises, it creates accountability. You feel committed to actually doing the exercises rather than allowing yourself to slack off. Simple, but very powerful. And this is a big objection handling. This is very advanced stuff, guys. If you miss a day, it's no big deal. Seriously. Things happen. If you can do the exercises 5 days a week, that's awesome. If you can only do them 1 day a week, that's fine too. You will get out of this as much as you put into it. So this is important, because think about it. Many people who first start hearing about this hand copying thing, it sounds hard. And even though there's accountability, one of the immediate things that comes up is that, especially with the perfectionist types or OCD type people, is that, oh, but what if I mess it up? What if I won't be able to follow through? It's safer for me not to join. So because if I don't join, I won't be able to mess it up, right? A lot of people think like this. But here's the objection handling for this. Derek says, it's not a big deal, and it isn't. You can restart anytime you like, by the way. Every 3 months, there's a new round of these 90-day, assignment sessions with new ads. And even if you miss a few, so what? You can you don't have to necessarily hand copy every single thing. You can hand copy half of them, like 45, or maybe even 30, or maybe even 10. But the more you do, the better you become. That's true. But it's no pressure here, and this is there to alleviate the fears of many people. So then we introduce the product. This is the product reveal, introducing CopyHour. Then we have the obligatory unique selling proposition, explaining, why this is different. So it says, CopyHour is a unique 90-day training course delivered online and via daily emails. You will learn everything you'll need to know about writing killer copy that converts. I'll show you how to write sales copy step by step, beginning to end. Using a combination of training lessons, accountability, and a little bit of handwriting, I'll help you rewire your brain for copywriting success. So here you have it, how it's different, why it's different. And there's some high-level outcomes that you'll be able to accomplish after taking this course. So you'll be able to write sales pages, you'll be able to be better at email marketing, VSLs, banner ads, everything basically. This will flat out improve your copywriting regardless of what type of copy you are writing. And then this is what you'll find inside. First you get 90 days of email assignments. By the way, this is like you get lifetime access to CopyHour when you join. So this is just 90 days in one sprint. But then after some time, downtime, there's another 90-day round, and another, and another, and another. So up until this point, I think there have been like 40 different rounds or something like that. So if you joined in the beginning of CopyHour, you're still getting content. Think about it. It's crazy. How many courses do that? Like my course doesn't even do that. 90 days of email assignments, online copywriting training modules and bonus materials. So you have a repository of high quality video trainings as well. And you have the accountability Facebook group with 50 plus hours of videos, because there's a big video library there as well. Plus new videos get uploaded all the time. And then we also get a little high-level overview of the features and structure of like how the program itself, what the program itself contains, so that people get a better view of what they're actually what they want to try out, what's the whole thing, what's inside. So week 1, this is 90 days, so that's like 12 weeks almost. So here's everything broken down week by week. So the week 1, it's all about research, and look at it. It's very easy to understand like what's inside. Research, learn how to get all the information you'll need to write sales copy. Study and handwrite famous ads. So that's what you get during week 1. During week 2, the program focuses more on the offer, and we know that the offer is one of the biggest predictors of a marketing campaign success. Even if you have the best copy in the world, if your offer is bad or people don't want it, it's not gonna matter, because you need to have an offer that people actually want. So that's why it's the second most important thing in copywriting. So notice how we are focusing on the most important things in a descending order. So research is the most important, then the offer, then headlines, and you're going to write how to write compelling headlines and hooks, and you're going to handwrite headlines. So you're going to get assignments, and you don't have to necessarily handwrite the entire ad at this point, but you're going to have to handwrite the headline complex and maybe the first few hundred words. It's like hand copying, this part and let's say, I don't know, until this part or something like that. So it's not crazy. Everybody can do it. So after the headlines, we have the leads, which is the first few hundred words of the sales letter. Super important. And you're going to lead about the 8 lead types. And this is like, there's so little copywriting education out there that really talks about the leads. There's a book from Michael Masterson and John Ford called Great Leads. That's great. That has 6 leads. And then Derek added 2 more. So there's 8 lead types. And I remember when going through this course, he does a really good job at highlighting specific lead types with multiple specific examples. And then you can also write your own lead for your own product or your own service or a client's product or something like that. And basically, just like this is a problem solution lead, you're going to learn how to write something like this, but you're also going to learn how to write secret leads and promise leads and offer leads and story leads and all these types of great lead types. So then weeks 9 to 10, sales arguments. So how to actually come up with the middle of the sales letter. Kind of like the middle of the sales letter is this part, actually. And there are a few specific types of sales argument that you can use to actually shortcut your process and make sure that people are gonna like it. And then finally, the last 2 weeks are about the close. Very, very important to have a close. This one also has a close later on, but this is how the program itself looks like. Then we have a big objection handling element. Will CopyHour work for you? Because oftentimes the biggest objection most people have regarding anything is that but will this work for me? And this part is there to alleviate that fear. So Derek says, I want to be crystal clear on something. CopyHour is unlike any other course you've ever taken. It's not only a training system, it's also an accountability system. We deliver the course through what I call a dispersed learning system. So check it out, another unique mechanism. Think about all the books you've purchased but never read, all the courses you've started but never finished. When you get a shotgun of information all at once, it's too much. You get overwhelmed. You want to block out time to complete the course materials, but something always seems to pop up. The fires you need to put out are too great and you never follow through. But because I deliver this course through email, I'm able to see how far people get in the materials by tracking open rates. And at the end of 3 months, a full 80% of students are still opening and consuming the content. Obviously, probably not 80% of people are still hand copying. That's a much lower number, but like an 80% completion rate on the course, that's crazy. So yeah, he even says, how many courses can you say that have the completion rate of 80%? not many. And that's because, you know, this accountability and this constant daily, except weekends, I think. So daily new bite-sized, you know, content that forces you kind of to absorb this knowledge. And if you put in some work, like half an hour a day, I mean, you know, it compounds over those 90 days. It's very, very powerful. So he says, I'm not only providing you with the training that will take your copywriting to the next level, I'm also providing a system that will force you to follow through. Yeah, just like I said. That said, I do not want to waste your time, so please carefully read the following. This is there to like qualify and disqualify people. So first we disqualify the wrong people, and this is important because we get bad customers out. So even if you're watching this video and you feel like you are looking for shortcuts and fill in the blanks templates, this is probably not for you because it involves a little bit of work. You don't believe studying history in any way, shape, or form can help you in the present? Again, many of these assignments are based on old school ads, but if you've been following along, if you've seen some of my proven sales letter breakdowns videos before, you know that a lot of those old school ads, they are like crazy good, and we can still learn so much from them. So CopyHour also leverages those ads very heavily. You think handwriting is a waste of time? Obviously, this course is probably not for you. You can still take it, but you're not gonna get the biggest kick from it. So then we have a qualification element. First, we got the wrong people out, and then we qualify people who might be the right people. So this is right for you if you're eager to learn about sales copywriting and have an open mind. You're a business owner or freelancer who wants to get started, and you know learning sales copy is an invaluable skill that could mean millions of dollars in sales. You know, everybody, even business owners, they know that copywriting is important, but they really get to studying it because they're like, yeah, you know, I'm just gonna like outsource it or something. But in most cases, you have to pay a lot of money to good copywriters, or you're getting bad quality work, or you just learn this yourself. And the same thing is true if you are the freelance copywriter. People are going to pay you way more if you know how to write good copy, and you know this teaches you how to write good copy. Also, this is right for you if you can set aside a few minutes each day to work on a skill that will carry you for a lifetime. This is a big one because I also, before doing my challenge, I focused on a lot of tactical things like setting up super sophisticated email automation sequences and like backend stuff and technical stuff. But the problem is that all those things change. New tools come out which have a different UI. The market mood changes. You know, promises have to be changed. Courses and new mechanisms have to change and to stay relevant. But the aspect of copywriting itself, persuasion, doesn't change because the human psychology doesn't changes. And that's why it's one of the best investments of all time to study this, because it will stay with you until the end of your life, because like nobody can take this away from you. You will learn you will discover how to actually persuade people. You know, the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, it's super popular because of the same thing. It's because you learn how to influence people and how to win friends, how to gain benefits from society. So, yeah, these are the qualification elements here. Then we have some proof, you know, a specific related to common objections that people might feel at this point. And then as people are starting to wonder about the price, you know, as being a good copywriter himself, Derek doesn't immediately give away the price, but instead, at first, he anchors the price multiple times actually. So first of all, there's a little mini case study of one of his students who spent $3,000 on a training and coaching program from a well-known copywriter, but didn't really get that much out of it. And he said, not Derek, he said that, you know, CopyHour was better than this $3,000 training. So at this point, we already have a picture as readers of like, oh, okay, this is cheaper than $3,000, but it's like $3,000 is the norm now, okay? So then we have even more, we have an open loop here. You know, before I tell you how much CopyHour is, let me total up the value of all the components you're getting. So this is also like building up the value and price anchoring things. So at this point, Derek says that he spent so many hours putting this program together, and his hourly rate is $1,500. So that's a $135,000 value. So if we have even more extreme price anchoring. And if you also take how much money those sales letters generated, the sales letters that you're getting for free in a swipe file, actually, over the course of 90 days and over new rounds of CopyHour, we can, let's just say, quantify those sales letters as like $1 million for simplicity. So there you have it. The total value of CopyHour is $1,135,000.10. So this is a slightly cheesy price anchor at this point. So obviously, most people will feel like, this. I mean, it's not worth that much. I mean, it could be. It definitely could be if you become like Dan Ferrari has earned much more than this with the stuff that he learned from CopyHour. That's for sure. So there you have it. It's true. But it's a little bit cheesy at the same time, because for most people, it's an unrealistic type of number. But $3,000, it's something measurable and something that a lot of people can identify this. So at this point, we also have a reason why behind the price up. So why, even though CopyHour is so valuable, you don't even have to pay $3,000 to have it, because, Derek wants to make this accessible to every entrepreneur, consultant, and freelancer who wants it. So you can join right now for just a few bucks a day. But notice how there's still no price, because first we have a money-back guarantee to alleviate some fears here, and I like it's really nicely worded. It's unique because it says exploit my 30-day money-back guarantee and stay in the system even if you refund. So even if you refund, I mean, think about an irresistible offer here. Not only is this super affordable, we'll see in a moment how much is it. It's also, you have a money-back guarantee, but it's not just a simple money-back guarantee. Even if you ask for a refund, you will still have the entire course forever. I mean, who does that, right? Derek really has to be confident in this, and he is confident in it because it's one of the best courses. Like, I'm starting to sound like a broken record here, but it's still it is one of the best courses. And here's proof. I have had under 50 refunds in the entire 9-year history of CopyHour, and all of them were from people who refused to do the exercises or simply didn't have the time. So that's why I'm confident enough to offer this refund. There you have the reason why, explanation behind the crazy guarantee as well. I'll leave you in the system even if you refund. Just email me, hit respond on any of the daily emails you get. I'll give you your money back and leave you in the system if you want. So pretty cool. Then we have some objection handling, and it's a very, very advanced proof element once again, because we preemptively answer the question, can you trust me? So at this point, some people might feel like, yeah, but like this sounds way too good to be true. Can I really trust this guy? And then here's a little mini case study of someone who was skeptical at first, but then got some proof and then converted into a paying customer. This one appeals to their ego here by saying, do you understand the value of these exercises? I know that some people don't care about becoming a badass copywriter. They don't care about having the ability to pump out a short letter in 2 hours that could make them tens of thousands of dollars. And they don't care about having the ability to do that over and over and over again. They don't get it. But you, my friend, you are smart. You're a smart entrepreneur who understands the huge, huge, huge value that being a top-tier marketing mind will have on your business. 95% of people on this page now don't get this. So, or you understand that even 10% improvement in your copywriting ability will turn you into exponentially bigger improvements throughout your life. So this is a no-brainer. And I like this part because it appeals to people's egos. It appeals to people's vanity. It's a little bit, maybe a little bit too aggressive, but think about it. We've given them so much proof that this works. We've given them a lot of reason why explanations behind these things. We've given them an irresistible offer, which has a crazy guarantee. We've given them some more case studies. So I think Derek can get away with like appealing to their egos here, because you want to move people. But then notice how even this is immediately followed up by proof. And some reason why behind the concept of paying itself. So obviously, if you're dealing with higher quality customers, they understand that if they have to pay for something, they're going to value it much more. And the more they pay, the more time and energy they put into it, because they want to see a return on their investment. So that's why you need to pay to take action on this. But that's when we get a reveal of the price. It's just $500. It's crazy. So join today with 100% confidence, and you'll be able to write high converting sales copy in just 90 days. So there you have it, CopyHour 2021. It's the newest version. And instead of $1,500, and it was $1,500 back then, so right now you can get it for 3 times less, only $500 due to COVID. And there's also a payment plan, 6 payments of $100. So it's really, really transparent pricing. It doesn't use the $497 shenanigans or something. Just $500. Considering that you get lifetime access, you get a crazy money back guarantee that even if you refund, you still have access to everything. You're getting upcoming content. There have been less than 50 refunds over 8 years of the entire program. And you're getting like a 60+ hour content library. I mean, get out of here. This is crazy. This is crazy. And there's also a flexi pay option. So, but some people who are still on the fence, we have some creative proof element here, like how, this guy was also on the fence, but like, he became a customer and a very happy customer after some time. And then we follow this up with some more testimonials. After you present the call to action box, it's a great opportunity to present your testimonials as well. And then this is actually the close. It's a non-needy close. It just says, join us now or don't. It's your career on the line. I recommend it. You do it. You feel better. You live a happy and wealthy life. Sincerely, Derek, your copywriting MD, Johanson. So it's non-needy. That's good. It sets expectations. Although, in my opinion, the close could be a little bit stronger. There could be more urgency maybe around this pricing here. There could be more like a crossroads close, saying more like, if you don't take action, you're going to keep struggling and you'll miss out on all this money and freedom and everything. But if you take the smart choice and you have 0 things to lose, then you can experience all these amazing results from it, and your life will change. So I think it could be included. Some of those things are included in the FAQ section, because we have a pretty comprehensive FAQ section, which kind of feels like a natural part of the sales letter itself. In most cases, an FAQ is just like put after the kind of like the sales letter to just recap on a few important things. In this case, I think it could... It works kind of like an organic part of the sales letter. We also see here coronavirus pricing. So there's a subtle reason why, this is cheaper. But after the sign-off part, we have an interesting post-signature part, which kind of gives people the idea of, come join us, we are the cool kids. Look at us, there's even a picture of us. Come join us, we are the cool kids, and you are also going to be one of the cool kids if you join. And then we have 2 PSs. The first one is it qualifies a lot of people because it says that this is a tax deductible business expense. So if you buy this as a business, you can deduct it as tax. And the second PS is kind of like a bold promise with the risk reversal. It just says straight up, your copywriting and marketing knowledge should at minimum double by going through CopyHour, guaranteed, or your money back. So there you have it. You can't argue with that. And then we have a strong call to action. It says, if you leave this page and go back to wasting your time trolling Instagram, you'll forever regret it. You'll miss out on all these experiences that MoneyPen can buy. Take massive action and join us now. So this is very aggressive, but this is there for people who are still hesitating, and some people need this type of aggressive language to really make a decision, because otherwise they would never make a decision. So it's fine. There's plenty of proof to allow Derek to get away with this. It's totally fine. And many people will, click away and regret their decision, because I honestly don't know how long this will be up. We are getting out of the coronavirus pandemic. I'm recording this in May of 2021, May 27th. We're getting out of this as more people get vaccinated and we get more money, and everything from the government as well. Like, it's very possible that this will go up to 1,500 again. This is just crazy. Like in the times of generous government handouts, $500 to change your life, it's nothing. It's crazy. So then we have another like pricing table here. All the things that you get, you get. This is the main promise. You learn how to write your own sales letter, VSL, or email sequence. You get 90 emails assignments, plus access to all future rounds of CopyHour with new material, and that's true. Online training modules, Facebook group with video trainings, swipe file, 6 advanced Q&A pre-recorded calls, bonus vault, all that great stuff. So then we have another proof. Each time you make a promise, you got to back it up with proof. And then the FAQ. I'm just gonna cover this quickly. Basically, we have like 6 or 5 FAQ questions. The first one deals with what do I get? FAQs are there to answer objections that people have. And the first one answers the objection of what do I get? And here's all the things that you get, explained very, very clearly. The second one is an objection handling FAQ. It says, is this just mostly handwriting? Because a lot of people at this point might think that CopyHour is just, it's a handwriting course, but it's not. Like it follows a full sales message structure, and then you get daily assignments, you get video trainings, you get great stuff, handwriting assignments. You'll be able to know how to start the sales page or VSL or homepage, what to say in the ad leading to your sales letter, what the type of headline you should have, how to structure the middle portion of your letter, what to include in your offer, and how to close the letter with logical and emotional arguments. So you basically get the full research process. And then the third FAQ, it's basically a surprise bonus, and it's actually hidden away. So I think this should have been highlighted more, because I didn't even know that, to be honest, until I read this page, is that this, if you buy CopyHour, it also comes with a free subscription to the Cartel, which is kind of like a Facebook group or like a community where you can get help with freelancing related stuff, or client getting stuff, or how to negotiate, how to close people, how to get new clients, get more profitable clients. You get this. And if this is still available, I'm guessing it is, but probably in the future it might not be, this should have been highlighted more. Then the FAQ 4 basically answers just how this is different, and then once again, we get kind of like a very short overview of the unique selling proposition of this. Handwriting plus curation plus group accountability plus training equals CopyHour. So how this is different. And then we have some urgency as the 5th FAQ here. I can't join right now. Will CopyHour open again soon? Well, currently I think it's closed to the public. This link that you can use, my link, is open, but it's currently closed, and I don't know if the $500 price will still be public, after it reopens again. I don't know, to be honest, but this is there to add some urgency to people. And then finally, we have one more pricing table, the last one. After this, just some disclaimer stuff. And once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, and if you feel like CopyHour could help you, and it could help you write a sales page like this, to be honest, it could help you get clients and start a lucrative copywriting career, then definitely maybe check out the sales page in more detail. And if you use my link, this one here, CopyHour 2021 bit.ly, and you send me your purchase receipt, I'm going to give you a bonus 30-minute coaching session with me. And I normally charge $350 at the moment for one coaching session. So that's like another $175 value that you're getting on top of this $500 lifetime membership for this. So it basically brings down the price of this course to $325. It's crazy. It's crazy. Today, as you know, governments are devaluing money and everything. It's crazy. Like, it's a no-brainer investment in my opinion, but obviously the choice is up to you. So hope you enjoyed this video. Go check out the link. Also, like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here, because I'll be releasing new stuff like this. And then if you know of someone who might also get value from this video, feel free to share it with them, because it's a great case study. Not many people are doing these, and they might learn a lot on how to actually write a good, high converting, modern day sales page. Okay. Plus, they're going to get introduced to CopyHour as well. So thanks again for watching. See you in the next one.